Welcome to In the Mix with D-Lo, where the Run It Back podcast crew dives into the latest in gaming, tech, and comic book movie reviews. Get ready to geek out with insights and banter that'll level up your inner nerd. And it starts now.
All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of Mixed In with D-Lo with the rest of the Run It Back podcast crew. What's going on, y'all?
Hey.
What up? What's happening?
So we're going to talk about the state of the MCU and the DCU. For those that don't know those terms, it's the cinematic universe of DC Comics and Marvel Comics. Today we have a special guest to join in on the conversation, which I got my brother-in-law, Travis. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on? Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And then he used to have his own podcast. It was called Nerds in the Mountain.
Okay.
So
that sounded interesting.
Well, he's from Pikeville, so you know.
Period. Gotcha.
But he's like me. We get on some nerdy conversations, and you know, we talk about comic books, movies, games. He actually has his own gaming channel on YouTube right now. It's called Crimson Yeti.
Oh, word.
Oh, doing your thing, Travis. Okay.
So, appreciate you coming on with us and joining in the conversation, man.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. And thank you for that plug, too. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So, Travis, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Third.
Well, yeah, so I've kind of been in and out of content for a while. I did run a podcast, like you said, Nerds in the Mountain. It was me and a buddy of mine and my actual brother-in-law, too. His name was Jamie. And so basically what we did was, just talked about like anime and, games and stuff like that. And then I run a gaming channel. So if anybody likes video games, go and look it up. I'm always doing like beginner guides for games and stuff like that too. So
I am a Fortnite fanatic. You got any tutorials for that?
Do you know what's crazy? I'm actually getting ready to record 2 videos of Fortnite. Those are my next 2 videos.
Hey, so when you do,
so that's actually crazy that you mentioned that.
So when you do that, let me know, and I'll have you call in, or what we can do, and we can play a game of Fortnite with each other.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm down.
That would be fun.
Now you do like Twitch and Discord and all that?
Yeah, I do YouTube and TikTok, and you can follow me on Twitter and stuff too. I just post when I do videos and stuff on there too. So
gotcha.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So about this DCU and MCU conversation, I'm gonna leave it up to you, Travis. Which one do you want to start with first, man?
I say we go Marvel first because DCU for me is a little bit more in the now because I recently watched the Superman movie. So Marvel I'm kind of in and out of at the moment.
Okay.
So I kind of want to start with that one first, if that's okay with you.
That's perfect. All right. So let me ask you this: which ones? Actually, we'll go around the table first. We'll start with Cha-Cha and then we'll work our way around. What what's the most recent Marvel movie you've seen?
Ain't that
Put you on the spot.
Man, okay.
Let me look them up real quick.
What was the most recent
Can we
one
stick a pin in that? And,
yeah,
and come
okay,
back
we'll
to
stick a
me
pin in
because,
that.
I don't know the difference between a Marvel and DC, but I'm gonna say 2, and I know they're probably different. The most recent one is Superman, and I think that's DC. And Marvel, I would have to say the Avengers. Isn't that Marvel?
Yes.
Yeah, the Avengers, the latest one, but killed everybody.
Oh, Infinity Wars.
I love that one.
Oh, Endgame.
I love that one.
Okay.
That's years ago.
Omega.
So you're in the same boat with me.
Oh, the most recent Marvel movie that I've seen was the Fantastic Four.
Oh, so you've seen something?
Wow.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool.
I
Cool.
did.
So we at least have one person that's seen the Fantastic Four movie.
All right. So let I'm sorry. Go ahead.
On the other hand, that's the one that I have not seen yet.
Okay.
But I'm not a spoiler person, so if we can talk about it for our listeners, don't do any spoilers. Just give us
Very general broad.
rundown.
Yeah, okay.
Rundown.
Yeah,
of it.
yeah,
So,
no.
But we'll get to that. So and extend it to you, Travis. Which ones? Which ones have you not seen? I think that'd be a better question for you right now.
Well, I haven't seen the Eternals, and I haven't seen the Thunderbolts, but I've watched every other one. Well, I actually haven't seen Fantastic Four yet either. So
Okay.
I think that probably the last one for me was She-Hulk.
Okay.
Or
the series.
No Way Home with the
Oh,
when they brought in Doctor Strange.
Oh
when
yeah.
he-
Okay.
when
Okay.
he
Is that Spider-Man?
Yeah.
yeah,
that's
Spider-Man. So, but I because I try to go on and look at the series like that's on Disney Plus,
Mm-hmm.
and so I've seen a few of them on there because I've got family members that's involved in that.
Have you caught the Daredevil series?
Yes. They're supposed to be revamping that, right?
They did.
They did.
Oh,
And it's out.
that's I need to catch up.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, so they exit the Infinity Saga, and now we're into the multiverse.
Well, the
saga.
Endgame saga.
Yeah, well, no, the Infinity Saga. That's what they called it. It
Oh.
was the Infinity Saga. That was from Iron Man 1 to Endgame.
Okay. Okay.
That was all those movies and slash shows.
Educate me.
But so now we are in the multiverse saga,
Okay.
and it was supposed to originally be King the Conqueror. That had Jonathan Majors, but the whole Jonathan Majors now.
Yeah.
He literally just they're actually bringing him back as Kane.
Right.
If y'all didn't know.
Yep.
After everything's said and done from his legal standpoint, they're actually bringing him back, but he's not the big bad of it no more.
Yeah, he's gonna have a slightly diminished role.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Yeah. So the big bad of the Infinity War saga is going to be Doctor Doom, and it's going to be the Tony Stark version of Doctor Doom.
Yeah,
which,
they've yet to elaborate though on the exact.
actually, there is a running theory right now that the Tony Stark that we have been seeing in the MCU has actually been the Doctor Doom version.
So they're gonna go with the body swap story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
So for those that don't know, so the body swap theory is that Tony Stark actually died when he was a baby, and so Doctor Doom has been going into the Earth Prime and posing as Tony Stark, Iron Man, but he's gathering his information because he's actually Doctor Doom.
See, I actually had heard a completely alternate telling, like not the one that you say they're going with, but the original story that I got was from an old storyline where Tony Stark and Victor Von Doom were younger and went to college together, and they both had problems with one another, obviously. But it got to a point to where Doom was basically like, I'm trying to build this thing, and I'm just not smart enough. You got to help me, Tony. And Tony's like, you know what? All right, we'll team up and I'll help you build this machine. So he's like, all right, well, now that we've built it, let's go ahead and test it, So they went ahead and strapped themselves into it and tested it. And he didn't realize that it was basically the consciousness swapper, because Doom didn't really come from much. Tony obviously comes from money and whatnot.
Yeah.
So they got swapped out. And then there was an explosion with the experiment and stuff. And then after everything was all said and done, they ended up taking Tony Stark, putting his ass in jail. And then Victor Von Doom, who had Tony's body, basically kind of got to live the high life. And then Tony Stark eventually did his thing, got free, and, built himself back up again.
Okay, so the
Travis.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Are you familiar with any of this?
Yeah, well, see, my theory going in is I thought that they were going to kind of go with Galactus because, I mean, there's two big bads in Marvel, and it's Thanos and Galactus.
Right.
And then kind of Doom is like a third. So I thought, with the Fantastic Four movie coming out and they were setting up Galactus, that they were going to kind of go into that multiple Earths kind of thing because Galactus controls all of the whole multiverse. So I kind of felt like they were going to go with that, but I didn't hear the theory of Doctor Doom. That's actually a really, really good theory with Tony Stark. I didn't even think about that. So that's kind of got me hyped a little bit more now, I ain't gonna lie.
Well, the only reason, so I'll tell you, like, from my standpoint, we'll start with Omega's theory first. The reason I don't think that they're going to do that is because it's a multiverse theory, and it is Doctor Doom from the multiverse, so it's like that
he's just jumping.
He's jumping, but he looks like he's the multiverse version of, he's a doppelganger of Tony Stark.
Gotcha. That would make things a lot easier on their end.
It would. And for Galactus, the Fantastic Four movie is actually set in another part of the multiverse. Like, it's a different Earth. The Fantastic Four movie is set in a world where that's all they have. They have no Avengers, they have no nothing. That they just have the Fantastic Four to save
or so
the world.
it would seem.
Okay.
They can't do it all.
I got two questions. If you don't mind.
Okay, go ahead.
So with the Doctor Doom and stuff, Galactus, if I'm not mistaken, in the Fantastic Four movie, they're also doing Franklin Richards, which is Reed and Sue's son.
Right.
Yes.
So there's a comic run that Franklin becomes the next Galactus. So I was thinking that maybe they were like trying to set up Galactus, and then they take him down, and then Franklin becomes the Galactus, and then they were kind of like expanding it that way, because the Russo brothers are doing the Doomsday movie.
Yeah.
Right.
So I thought that maybe they would kind of tie in Galactus that way.
Okay.
But if the Russo brothers are doing it, maybe they're just going off of, like you said, just the Tony Stark swapping the bodies, and it's Doom.
So I will say you do need to go ahead and see the Fantastic Four movie.
And you need to go ahead and watch Thunderbolts, because it kind of sets up the Fantastic Four coming to Earth.
Okay,
Prime.
yeah, see, because I still haven't caught Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
I need to get on that.
Yeah.
It's not to give too much, but that's basically like the ending credit, the gist of the ending credits.
And I will say,
This
Oh,
is
okay,
interesting.
cool.
This is really interesting because I'm learning a lot today.
Fantastic Four movie, by the way, I digging the retro vibes.
See, and I thought
For
about
sure.
that too. I thought about that too. The only thing I was worried about was the way Thane looked. It kind of looked almost claymation. You know what I mean? Like, I was kind of like, I don't know, man.
I don't know, man. We've dealt with much
I feel
worse.
like it's very hard to pull off the Thing's appearance anyway.
Well, I mean,
It's
they did. Don't get me wrong. Now, I mean, people trash on the original Fantastic Four movies, but I thought they were good for the time.
Oh yeah, for the time.
Yeah, for the
but
time they were great.
Now, the other Fantastic Four movie, there's a reason why they didn't get a Stan Lee cameo or a Stan Lee sign off for that movie, and there's a reason for that.
Are you talking about the Fantastic Four with
Michael B. Jordan as the
Michael B.
Human Torch?
Jordan?
Yeah.
And
They just threw
Yeah, I
that
got you.
together.
Okay.
Yeah,
They
they-
just threw
yeah,
that
that's-
Yeah, they
that's a
literally
given.
just was like, let's do this real quick.
They destroyed the legacy.
Yeah,
They tried, boy. Woo.
I appreciate the revamp though, especially since it gave Chris Evans a chance to become Captain America.
Yeah.
But I did also say once they did that, I was like, man, I want to see a multiverse where they're both in it.
Yeah.
One's like the Human Torch and the other one's Captain America. And
Yeah.
it's like, wait a minute.
But they actually did do that with Deadpool and Wolverine, with him coming back
Yeah.
as the Human Torch.
Yes.
and I appreciate that because
Yeah.
it gave him a little bit more room for it, the way his
Exactly.
language was and stuff like
Exactly.
that. And a lot of people trashed on that movie because they said that Jason Tatum, Channing, was he didn't do a good Gambit. But I thought, so the script was written for his dialogue. Like
Yeah.
it like that was the way they wanted his dialogue to go. So it wasn't he did a bad Gambit voice or anything like that. I thought it was
did what he
great.
was supposed to do.
Yeah, I thought it
Right.
was great.
He did what was asked of him, basically.
I don't know.
He
I
did what
just-
was supposed to be done.
It wasn't bad.
No.
It's kind of what I expected, but again, it met.
I think people
expectations.
wanted
Yeah.
a more villainous person to play that, like a more hard hitting person, because Channing's so soft. He's a dancer. You know what I'm saying?
No,
And he didn't give that. I don't feel like I liked him doing it, but at the same time, it was like he wasn't giving me the Gambit I know from back when I was a kid.
Like optically, he has.
Like he gave badass, but he didn't give like I'm a sorcerer badass. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And he might be typecast in a way to where he has to go above.
But I did
and
enjoy.
beyond.
I did enjoy it.
yeah. I mean, the dialogue that he did, like
yeah.
me and Tamara, we wrote off. Like there were some scenes that I still send her, like in a text message today. You know, like he's like, what was the one where he was like, I came out my daddy ready.
My daddy was saying them big
that
buttery
was
nuts all up
good.
in my mama.
Yeah, like that type of stuff. Like that was classic. Like I was
Crazy.
like, what? And then they had the whole the Deadpool coalition on there, which was I thought was great.
I personally loved it, man.
The baby threw me down.
I thought it was great.
The baby wore me out.
Yeah, which that's actually their actual
His actual family.
his actual family.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
I was like, man, I wish I was an extra Deadpool.
I know, right?
They could have had me twerking up her ass.
They would too.
But I mean, no, like as far as like the way the movie started in the multiverse saga, I did think that Deadpool was like the one that saved it because
Working Deadpool. What about that?
because I think, don't get me wrong, Ant-Man Quantumanium, it was good. I think it could have been a lot better.
Yeah, wasn't bad though.
It wasn't bad. Like I'm saying, at Marvel's worst, it's still good.
Yeah, yeah.
I liked when they had to go down and get her
Yeah,
mom.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
introduced
Was that the
MODOK.
Wasp?
That was
Was that Wasp?
Yeah,
Where they had to go down and get her
Wasp.
mom.
Yeah,
I
Michelle
love
Pfeiffer.
that one.
Yeah.
That one gave me everything.
Yeah.
But-
who was that? Who's the character that plays Wasp?
The original.
Mom.
Oh yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yes.
Yes, Miss Piper.
Yes. Just when you thought she was done, she rises from the ashes.
And then
Indeed.
I don't know, man. Like as far as like the Marvel shows go, you have to watch Daredevil Born Again. Like
Okay.
it still was like the one you would watch on the Netflix series. Like it was awesome.
Mhm.
I did for people who there's a lot of people who cracked on what Marvel has been putting out now, but like I said, at their best they're still, at their worst they're still good.
Yeah.
She-Hulk was good.
I liked it.
I did not
liked
catch
it.
that.
I liked it. I did.
It was alright.
I liked it.
It was good.
I liked
Well, I think because Marvel has had such success in recent years, they've basically kind of saturated the market. So in that respect, I think that's why a lot of people are kind of like getting bent out on it, and people are bitching about it now, just because the proliferation of superhero movies is overwhelming to people who aren't already into it.
Well, that, and so within the 10-year span, 10 or 11 year span of the
Right.
of the Infinity Saga, like we knew the Avengers of you know what they were, you know, like what characters played who, what
Yeah.
actors played who,
Yeah.
and that's how, and people are hard to let that go, even though they came out of their contracts.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
And
Yeah.
It's hard to see them do a Young Avengers or a
New Avengers.
a new Avengers
Yeah.
type situation because they're so expected on those actors to be still there.
But even in the comics, they changed the lineup, and then there's like Dark Avengers and shit. So
yeah, and I can't wait for Midnight. Was it the
Moon Knight?
Moon Knight.
Oh, the new Moon. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I ain't seen the first one, Travis.
Oh yeah.
No, it's not Moon Knight, but it's
Moonstruck. No, not Moonstruck.
it has Moon Knight. It has Ghost Rider.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. That's,
It's kind of like the more supernatural version of the Avengers.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Travis, did you see She-Hulk? Did you get a chance to see that?
I haven't seen She-Hulk yet, but going back to like the Infinity Saga, I think personally with Marvel that it's very hard to follow up after the Infinity Saga because that's their main storyline.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's their kind of like getting their audience going and watching.
Yeah.
So it's kind of really hard to follow up after that because Thanos is like their number one bad guy.
Right.
So it's hard to kind of follow up after that and put in like Doctor Doom or like Galactus. So, I mean, that's their number one comic line.
Right.
So,
and that makes sense because, with the Infinity, saga, that's what mainly everybody knew to me because, and I'm just speaking from personal experience. And so this new line, I've got to readjust. I've got to readjust and be like, okay, let me, what's done is done. Because I'm telling you, I miss Iron Man. I miss Robert Downey Jr. playing Iron Man. So now I have to mentally allow myself to say, well, okay, I have to accept the direction that they went in. And I think that's where a lot of people are struggling is to just put, because all of that leading up to Infinity, I mean, you could probably name one that you didn't like the last Thor. What was that? Love and
Thunder. I loved it.
A lot of people did not care for that.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
I didn't either. I didn't like how they presented Thor. And so, you could, it just in that whole Infinity Saga, there's only so many that you can say. You can count on one hand that you can say, you know what, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And so now I'm just trying to, revamp and say, okay, let me accept what is and see where this goes because even the newer version, the newer saga, it still ties in some kind of way. And for the people that don't know, it's going to be hard to accept because they don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think
that's actually a really good point too, man, because we've followed these characters' stories for like 10 years.
Right.
Yeah.
So we know the struggles they went through.
Yeah.
And we know the battles that they fought and won or the losses that they've had as well.
And even how they had to come together.
It's hard to pull in a new character in one movie and be like, hey, we're throwing in this character. Here they are, this is them, and that's it. Like they get, the limelight for 2 or 3 minutes when we've had Tony Stark for 10 years.
Right.
So did
Exactly.
did anybody watch Ironheart?
I caught. Well, no, I did watch the whole thing,
And I did not.
I have not.
So actually, Ironheart's not to replace Tony Stark.
Have you seen it?
I've seen it. Yes. Travis, did you see it?
No, I have not seen it. I've seen some clips of it, and I've seen the reviews on it, and the reviews haven't been good. But it's so hard to follow up to Tony Stark.
We're not
Exactly.
doing spoilers,
And that's
right?
what
You're
it
throwing
is.
yourself to the wolves when you do that. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like,
So I mean, just as well as I do, Travis. Like, you can't go with some of these reviews because some of these reviews they really don't give it justice, and they don't really know
very true,
They don't really know the storylines,
Or they give the review based on the fact that their favorite character is not the same
Right. The
person.
expectation
Right.
is
They're just not invested.
and they don't know storylines.
Yeah.
So what they're doing. So actually, what I think they're going to do with Ironheart is that it's not to replace Tony Stark.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
So what is your review on it?
Oh, that's what I'm getting to.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Lay it out.
Yeah. I don't, from my point of view, with knowing storylines and knowing who had the mantle of Iron Man, I don't think Ironheart was supposed to replace Tony Stark as Iron Man. They actually did confirm that the little kid in Iron Man 2 is coming back.
Right.
I would be
So-
enthused if I
Gotcha.
see. I just gotta see it.
So I think he's going to end up replacing Iron Man in the new Avengers,
Oh no.
and they'll probably
Did
basically.
you say, oh no?
No, I said I don't know.
And then they'll still have the Iron Legions
Gotcha.
with
Good Lord.
Like War Machine
Rhodey
and
with
shit.
War
Yeah.
Machine, Ironheart, Iron Man, and then the rest of the suits.
All that
that would-
iron, they blood gonna be thick as hell.
Yeah.
Ah.
So but that's my personal theory.
See, I'm kind of thinking at some point because like time is passing, right?
Yeah.
I'm under the impression that they may potentially end up weaving in his daughter as she's gotten older.
And that could also be part of the Iron Legions too.
Yeah, because I mean, I think of the movie where he passed and she had the mask on and he was like, oh, it's just something I'm making for your mother. So there's obviously tons of suits,
Yeah.
that exist and made for female stature, I assume. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of running on the same line with. And not to cut you off, Travis. What was you gonna say?
Oh no, you're good. I was just agreeing. I mean, I agree completely.
Oh, okay. So, So looking back in the MCU, when they put so much emphasis on Tony Stark, I knew he wasn't going to make it out of the Infinity War saga.
Oh, that's a given.
Because there was the symbolicness of him being technically the first Avenger movie, the introduction of the Avengers, because they had him before they had Captain America.
Yeah.
So, and even in the Ironheart movie or show, where they even had some of the at the end they had like the hammer hits that he did in the cave, like, and there was that's the I think that was the introduction probably to the Iron Legions. They may be coming out with a show for that.
Right.
This is people, like I said, this is all my personal theory.
Purely speculation.
Purely speculation.
Yeah.
I don't think that was meant for her.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was supposed to be like an upcoming for the new Iron, the passing the mantle of Iron Man.
Well, yeah, because they introduced Mephisto as a character.
Yeah, and so Mephisto. Okay, so when we get down to Mephisto, so far they're gonna have like a bad lineup for like the Avenger, like the bad Avengers for Avengers Doomsday, and basically it's gonna be Tony Stark's Doomsday.
Gotcha.
It's supposed to be Scarlet Witch.
Okay.
I don't know which, if she's the
they
original or the multiverse.
Plucked her from somewhere.
Yeah, they plucked her from somewhere.
That I did not know that they introduced Mephisto. That's actually a really good setup.
Yeah, and the person that played him, it was
Borat.
Borat. Sasha Colbera. He played
Yes,
played him,
Sasha.
and he
That's good.
played him good though. Don't get me wrong.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Yeah, that's actually surprising to me. And to lead into that too is you can also do Captain Hydra. So
well, but that's what
yeah,
I'm
So
getting
who's
at.
Captain Hydro?
So, hold
Enlighten
on.
me on that.
Okay, hold on. So the dark the bad Avengers is gonna be Tony Stark, Doomsday, Scarlet Witch, Kang. Then you get down to Captain Hydra, and then you're gonna have the Hydra version of Black Widow.
Okay, hang on a second. Now this is confirmed.
Yeah,
Okay.
Interesting.
like they even showed a picture.
I wonder if they would do Chris Evans with Hydra too. That would actually be
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
That's
like, it's
yeah.
Gonna
So
be, it's
because
gonna be
that's
real
what they
interesting.
did. Like Marvel posted a picture of their seats like their actors'
yeah, I
chairs,
saw that.
and you know that's well they did that for the Doomsday. So and but yeah, so that's basically like the Doomsday.
The lineup for the baddies, right?
Yeah. And so Captain Hydra, to answer your question, so it's basically like a what if comic series on if Hydra recruited Steve Rogers and got him to go to Hydra instead of the people that the good people that did the
if he didn't go to
Shield.
If he didn't go to Shield, he went to Hydra.
Yeah. See, because I thought it was like a Manchurian Candidate style thing.
Or like in DC, like when they had the Nazi Superman.
Yeah.
You know?
That's exactly
Oh no,
what I
you're
was
talking
thinking.
about the Red Sun.
That was exactly
Yeah,
what I was
the
thinking.
Red
He literally
Sun.
dropped he dropped in Russia, and he was just going crazy
Yeah.
in Russia. So
Yeah, that shit
Yeah.
was crazy.
Was it the Red Sun or was it they actually did?
No, it was the Red Sun,
Well,
because
I actually thought they did a Nazi version of.
If they did, I've not seen it. Red Sun, he was a communist.
Yeah. Well, I know they did.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and we'll get to this later, but this is gonna be a little teaser for when we come back. With the DCU.
Right.
But in the shows, especially the Flash shows, they did Crisis on Multiple Earth and Infinite Earths, and they did all that.
yeah.
But they did one to where they did like there's CW Justice League.
Yeah.
And it was a Nazi version.
Ah, okay.
So, but there is a timeline where they do a Nazi version of that.
Yeah, makes sense. There's infinite Earths.
I mean, there's multiple Earths. They can basically do whatever they want.
Yeah. So, and that's why I was so excited for the multiverse saga, because I love multiverse. I love time travel. As a nerd, like that speaks to my heart. That speaks to my soul. Like
possibilities.
I'm right there with you, brother. Trust me.
Like I'm just
it literally fuels the fire for me. So.
Right, like I'm just sitting there. I'm like everything I see. Like Cha would know Quantum Leap. That was my show back in the day. That was my show back in the day.
Quantum Leap was great. Yes.
Did you see the newer version they had of that? They recently came out with it was like a one season so far, but they did come out with a newer show, like an updated version of Quantum Leap. It was good though. It was good. Me and Tamara watched it.
I did not know they had a newer one. I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yes.
Who's the lead?
Somebody get on that real quick. Get on y'all's phones. Look at that real quick. They
talking about Quantum Leap.
Yeah, but yeah. So, but me and Tamara, we loved it. Like I said, anything like time travel or any of that meant it speaks to my soul. So,
I'm right there with you, man. I love time travel stuff.
Yeah, and that's why I love, but I hate the Flash. But when we get back on this, when we come back from a break, we'll get into the DCU and we'll continue this conversation. So, and then we'll come back with the answer for who's the lead on the Quantum Leap, and then we'll be right back.
Do you enjoy hemp products? I know I do. From pre-rolls and disposables to CBD bath bombs and creams, Lex Wellness Kentucky is a quality source of hemp-based products. Inspired by nature, lab-tested for purity. Order online today at lexwellnessky.com and use the code Omega Green for 20% off your order. Again, that code is Omega Green for 20% off at lexwellnessky.com.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the break. So we did find out that was Dr. Ben Song, who was the lead of Quantum Leap, and it was played by Raymond Lee, and it was basically like a new made-up character for the show.
Okay.
But yes, but yeah, it was good. It was well put together. Me and Tamara loved it. We just wish they would have done more with it. Like I said, time travel. And we're about to get into that right now because we're getting into the DCU,
DC Comics.
So, oh man,
Where to start?
exactly.
Are we talking about the live action, or are we talking about animated?
So, all right. First, I'm gonna say this. I wish they would have let Zack Snyder do his thing on like his actual thing for the DCU.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Even the Zack Snyder cut of the
Justice League.
Yeah.
was way better than what they originally put out.
It was dark, boy. Yeah. It was intense.
But okay. So I think honestly, as far as like shows go,
Mm-hmm.
I think the CW was hitting it on the money.
Okay.
As far as like character development, characters that were you can recognize them as
Storyline.
Yeah, you can recognize as the actors that was playing them was playing good for the characters.
Right.
Like I honestly couldn't see nobody other than Grant Gustin playing the Flash.
Right.
He did good.
Sensitive. He's sensitive. Are you talking about on the CW?
Yeah. But I mean, that was the CW shit. That was
Yeah, I
like
get it.
all of them
I
had
get it.
sensitive shit. But
I get it. He was overly sensitive. But we'll get into that.
And I think Stephen Amell was good for Arrow, which the one critique that I did have with Arrow was that they try to make him into their own Batman type situation.
Yeah, I could see it. It's a lot of similarities.
Yeah. And Arrow in the comics was actually like that. He actually had his own villains.
Right.
But they just try to throw too much Batman stuff in there.
They wanted things to be
I'm
familiar.
gonna tell you what I didn't like
probably,
about the
to people.
Arrow. You know, once his identity began to get exposed, they started just throwing everybody in. You know, like his girl and the girl's sister, and even his bodyguard. Now everybody's trained, and now they can just go out and help him out. And like, come on, it's gonna take way more training than that for these villains. I mean, I'm like, come on now, everybody knows jujitsu or whatever, Razagul, whatever they call that.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man, y'all doing
Well,
too
they
much.
was like I said, they with Arrow they was kind of doing too much for as far as like them trying to build him into like their own version of Batman because they couldn't actually do Batman because of Warner Brothers and the contract they had with that.
Exactly.
I was like, she can fight too.
But then, so they try to do their own with Arrow. They try to do their own little Justice League team.
Yeah.
Um,
Didn't go over well for me.
Yeah, well, I think we should probably all talk about the elephant in the room regarding DC. And for me, that is they basically have been trying to pivot for so many years from to address the market, mainly being like Marvel's done their thing. And even in the beginning when they started doing like Captain America, the First Avenger, and so they were obviously setting up for what was coming. They were well prepared in advance.
Right.
DC's edge, in my opinion, has always been in their animated movies.
Right.
Yes.
Many of them are well written, well voice acted, and they've given you things in the animated universe that they had yet to bring to light in the live action universe. But that's also kind of why I'm like, rather than sticking to their strengths, really, they've tried to play catch up with Marvel. So they've basically kind of been throwing a bunch of stuff at the wall and kind of seeing what sticks,
Well, the thing that I think about DC, the difference between DC and Marvel, and the reason why Marvel had so much success more than DC, especially here of late, is because they had too many hands in the honey pot. Like they had people doing their own things. Like that wasn't a collective, like under like a Kevin Feige or anything like that. It wasn't like a collective working to a bigger picture.
Well, I assumed that had in large part to do with Disney's acquisition of Marvel, because before when Marvel was kind of faltering, Disney came in, bought them, and was able to just like cash injection, You know what I'm saying? To be able to give them the resources that they needed to take things to the next level.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that was a big explosion on their behalf. And that's why I'm like, DC trying to play catch up, because that happened. And then they're like, all right, that's what they've got. What are we going to do?
Yeah. And what you think, Travis?
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. The difference is Marvel had a set plan. You know, Kevin Feige and Jon Favreau had this set timeline that they were going to do.
Right.
DC did not. They're like a bunch of rats in a maze trying to find one piece of cheese.
Right.
I mean, they're
That's
all over
well
the scatterbrain.
said.
Yeah, I couldn't think
Well
of I
said.
couldn't think of a better.
I mean, they're scatterbrain. They're all over the place. It's now. I will say this to go back to the animated DC movies. Oh my God! I mean, they're amazing.
Yeah.
They're so good. The Mark Hamill Joker is incredible.
Man.
Kevin as Batman is incredible.
Yeah.
They follow the comics so well, and I
Right.
recommend to people who have watched DC live action movies, and they're like, you know, it kind of sucks. It's all over the place. Please just don't just go off of that. Watch the animated movies, and I promise you will really see what DC is about.
Yeah.
DC is a more darker kind of
Mhm.
of comic runs,
Yeah.
and let me tell you, man, some of their comics are the most well-wrote comics that I've ever read.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean, there's
it's-
so many
it's incredible.
Justice League animated comics that you can catch, you know, on these different, you know, streamers like Netflix or what have you, HBO Max or whatever. You know, I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
So what we'll do right now, Hobby, he asked me some good DC animes that he would be good to watch or good to start out with. I'm gonna ask you first, Travis. What's on your list as far as like the good ones to start out with, as far as like, you know, which ones to check out?
Yeah, well, there's a few, so it really just depends on the characters that you're more attracted to. If you like Superman, Superman Red Son's good, where, you know, he goes and he is like the Nazi version, like we were talking about earlier. That's a really good one. Cyborg Superman is great too, and Unbound. That's with Brainiac. So Batman, the Dark Knight trilogy is fantastic.
Yeah.
It actually showcases an older version of Joker, and Killer Croc's in it too, and it's an older version of Bruce. But it's so good. The Killing Joke obviously is one of the greatest runs they've ever done, I think, with Batman. Flash, the Flashpoint to where they reset the timeline and everything. That is my favorite. Flash
that
movie.
Pandora's box.
Because Reverse Flash is so
Seen
good
that
in that
one?
movie.
Yeah.
Eobard Thawne is incredible in that movie. And then for Aquaman fans, Throne of Atlantis.
Ooh,
That is by far my favorite Aquaman movie. If you really want to see like a badass version of Aquaman to where he really don't care, watch Throne of Atlantis.
Okay.
What you think on that?
For Green Lanterns, like, Blackest Day and Darkest Night for Green Lantern is my favorite comic.
Of
all
course.
time.
Blackest Day,
Yes.
Dark. I haven't seen
I mean,
that
that
one.
is- I mean, I'm a huge Green Lantern fan, so any kind of runs with that, if you want to read the comic on that, that is Hal Jordan. If you really want to know a character, that I would recommend that.
Now, what's it called again?
It's a Blackest Day, Brightest Night. So-
Okay, I'm gonna look that up.
or Brightest
Yeah.
Day, Blackest Night. I might have messed that up, but yeah,
That's
it's
okay.
it's incredible. Yeah.
I'm gonna use Green
Hal
Lantern
Jordan basically
fan
goes
too.
through the whole like Green Lantern universe and it
Yeah.
incorporates all the
Yeah.
Green Lantern cores. So yeah,
I had
it's
all them
fantastic.
shits.
Yeah. What you think, Omega?
I don't know. As far as animated stuff, I would say, because I watched this shit the other night, Batman Mask of the Phantasm.
Ooh.
That was a
Yes,
good one.
That's an incredible one. Yes, that's an incredible one.
And as far as like animated series go, It sucks because it never got a second season, which it totally set up for. But I would recommend the Green Lantern animated series. It's a 3D animated one that they came out with. But because the movie tanked and sales were horrible, they just didn't even bother continuing it. It started to flesh out the Lantern cores and everything like that. Set up for a lot. Really good. Well written. Voice actors are good. Story's good.
Yeah.
I can get into that. I'll look it up.
So I'm going to I'm probably just going to give like a quick rundown as far as like one probably from each character, and then you can kind of build off that. So Batman, oh my god, which one of Batman?
You gotta keep it simple.
I know, but see, Batman is my favorite character from DC.
Me too.
I love the mental aspect as far as like, you know, the Joker and Batman. You know, it's.
Can I ask you a question about Batman?
Yeah.
What's your favorite version of Batman? Like, is it an older Bruce, or is it like a younger, maybe like a New 52, or? What's your favorite?
So
Have you checked out the Absolute Batman?
did. Well, and see, and that's a hard question to ask. That is literally a loaded question because each Batman.
I might have put you on the spot. I'm sorry,
no,
I
you're
really
good.
am interested to know what your favorite version of Batman.
No, you're good because each Batman has its own character arc as far as like you know, like the older Batman, you know, he was on his craft as far as like the detective series and all that stuff. And then you had Day One Batman, where he didn't know what to do, but he was just trying to work his way around becoming the character. And then the older Batman has seen so much as far as like the Jason Todd.
Yeah, he's just done.
Yeah, he's done. Which that was the one thing. Now I will say my favorite person to ever play Batman and Bruce Wayne, because you can either get a good Batman or you can get a good Bruce Wayne. But the person I feel like in the cinematic universe to ever play Batman was Michael Keaton.
Facts.
Really?
He was
I agree 100%.
He was the one that could play the Batman and play Bruce Wayne. And it like he didn't have, and Tamara kills me every time I say this, he wasn't like Christian Bale, who did the demonic sex voice.
See, I'm trying to tell you, I am, yes.
So, but he did, but him, like people like him and George Clooney, they played a good Bruce Wayne. And even Ben Affleck, they played good Bruce Waynes, but just not really good Batmans.
I don't know how you feel about this, but I feel like with Christian Bale's Batman, the villains were better in that movie.
They were.
But Michael Keaton's Batman, he was like the main, you know, character. So I felt like in Christian Bale's, he wasn't the main character. If that makes sense. It was more like Heath Ledger's Joker, or you know, or like so.
Yeah, no, and I agree with you. And that's why I say it. Like, I mean, he did a good Bruce Wayne. It's just the Batman part he kind of needed to work on.
I think we're kind of impartial to Michael Keaton because that's what we grew up with.
Well, no, and I remember all right, we'll go down my list of Batmans. Trust me, I got that.
Of course.
We'll do that because I got my favorite people to play Batman and whatever. But okay, so when it comes down to Batman, as far as animated, I loved Hush.
Right.
Batman Hush.
Yeah, that was such a good one.
Yes. For Flash, I gotta go with the Flashpoint Paradox. The Flashpoint Paradox, like you said, it was just like
I
that.
like that.
They took that anime series, and that's what started the 52 series. Whenever DC went to a new series or whatever, they always blamed it on the Flash. Flash went back in time and messed some shit up, like, like because
That was their scapegoat.
that was literally their scapegoat.
Throw it at the
yeah.
wall, see if it's
Blame it on the Flash.
Yeah. As far as like Aquaman, I'm agree with you on the Thrones. Like it was awesome. It was like Superman. Oh man. I honestly don't know if I can go. I can go with the Reign of Superman, which was the cyborg Superman,
Oh yeah.
and then or Red Sun. I can go with either one.
That's
Just the Justice League. I will say. Oh, and also too, Batman, Killing of the Joker. The Killing Joker was a good series.
Yeah.
Very
And
good,
because that also opened up how Jason Todd became Red Hood.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but let's. All right, we'll go with Justice League. I did like the Injustice series.
Yeah, that was good.
Yes.
Yes.
I played the games and then watched it. And yeah.
Oh, see, I
The
watched it
Injustice
before.
series.
I watched it before I played the games. Like the game was like okay, because it was like a Mortal Kombat version of that.
Yeah.
So I was like, but I and then
Yeah. If you want to see a darker version of the characters, the Injustice is the way to go.
yes, and then you can never go wrong with Crisis on Infinite Earths
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Yes.
definitely
or
one of my favorites.
any of the Crisis
Mhm.
series. Because there's quite a few. There's the Crisis on Infinite Earths. There's Crisis on I think it's Earth Prime or something like that. I'll have to recheck, but any of the Crisis series was good. Man, there's just so
I feel like
there's.
personally, if you want to, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, you're good. It's
Uh,
just there's so much like it's hard to narrow it down. Like you can't just go wrong and just picking one and just going with it. Honestly, like
I feel like if you want the Marvel experience, you know, the run of the Infinity Saga, if you want that Marvel experience, but DC, watch all the movies that we talked about and then save Crisis on Infinite Earths for last.
yes,
Because then that's basically their Infinity Wars.
yes,
Yeah.
So tie all that in, like watch all that stuff first, and then watch it, Crisis on Infinite Earths, and you will be on an amazing story journey the whole entire time.
yes. And then okay, so I'm gonna give my quick list of Batmans first, since we did talk about that, and then we'll talk about the whole James Gunn real quick and what they're planning on doing with that. So number one, and it's really hard for me to actually put number one to number two. I just know like my list of favorite Batmans that I have, but number one is not Val Kilmer, but
I was about to say, wow.
Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton,
Right.
and then
I forgot about Val.
and then Adam West,
Oh,
and then-
the original.
and then
Old school, you're going
Yeah.
old school. I love it.
Whoa.
and then I would go with Val Kilmer.
Oh, okay. So Val Kilmer is in your.
He
your top.
he is. And then I would go with Christian Bell or
Gotcha. And then
or-
anybody else who comes
Yeah,
after.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are my top three.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm inclined. There is a streamer. Handle is Black Nerd Comedy, and he made a point in the past that I completely agree with, and I'm pretty sure I've said it here before. There are only two people that will forever be Batman to me, and that is Adam West and Kevin Conroy.
Oh yeah. Well, the reason I didn't say Kevin Conroy is that because he's the GOAT of the animated Batman.
Mm.
There's
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
no other
Kevin is
person.
Batman.
There's no other
Exactly,
voiceover. There's nobody you
Yeah.
can say that's better than
Yeah,
Conway.
Yeah.
I approve this message.
Kevin's the Batman. Mark Hamill is Joker.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it was
Yeah.
crazy
to
too.
me, that's Batman and Joker.
See, I didn't know Mark
Heath
Hamill
Ledger
played
did a
the
good
Joker.
Joker.
Oh,
Heath
yeah.
Ledger did a really good Joker.
Yeah, but it's the same as Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson did a damn good Joker.
Yeah,
Yeah, he rocked
I
that
like
shit.
Heath Ledger
Damn good
better.
Joker. He did do a damn good Joker.
So
Yeah, he did.
So
He
and
did.
that's why I'm saying that's the one of the things I take away from DC, and you can put it into a multiverse theory, but there's different versions of the characters, like especially like the Joker, and because you had the Clown Joker, which you take it back to the Adam West
Mhm.
series, and he was a straight clown,
Yep.
and then you take it to a gangster version of the clown, and it would be Jack Nicholson.
Right.
And then you take it to
Right.
a pure chaos theory, which would be the Heath Ledger Joker.
And see, right. And so to me, Heath Ledger is more of the clown Joker of the animated than Jack Nicholson. Because I can follow that and say, you know what, that's just like the animated series because, he knew how to, he had punchlines. Even though he was diabolical, to me, he was more clownier. And of course, like you said, he was clownier than Jack Nicholson, but so I could relate to that when I watched the animated series, even with the little labs and
the animated series, like I said, the animated series, it was more like a chaos theory,
right, and that's
and
right,
that was the
that's
Heath Ledger. But
right.
when you get into the comic book version, it was more of a sadistic clown,
Okay.
a sadistic gangster clown, which
Right.
was the Jack Nicholson version because they
Right,
didn't have
okay.
any of the animated series when Jack Nicholson did
Right.
his.
So,
Right.
all right. So to segue into the next part, where would you see Jared Leto falling into all this? Now, I'm not critiquing his role as Joker, but the character in
I loved him too.
Suicide Squad. Because you were like, this one's a clown, this one's a gangster. It's like, where does he fall into
He's
that?
a straight motherfucking
he was
gangster.
a gangster. Yeah,
He was a gangster.
he was a gangster. but
And he was pimping them hoes, i.e.
Hey, now you see,
Miss
yeah,
Hank.
boy.
because
He
that's
was
why I'm
gangster.
like, that's how we get into
Yes,
Suicide
so-
Squad and
Okay, the
James Gunn.
I really had a problem with the Jared Leto version of
I think a lot of people
Oh,
did.
girl.
But if we're gonna talk about that,
and we're going to talk about it. So the thing with me about Jared Leto's Joker is that they try to make him too much of like kind of like a bad boy Joker.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Right.
Like it wasn't like it there wasn't like it was kind of it was his own version of chaos because there wasn't no rhyme or reason of what he did.
yes,
But it just like you like
I feel like it was a bait and switch.
yeah. So the other versions you can see where they aligned with the comic book versions or a animated series version.
Yeah,
With him, it didn't really like. I had my theories with that Joker because there was a Jason Todd who turned into the Joker.
Yep.
And I thought that was him because of the J under his eye, J tattoo under his
well,
eye.
also when you look at the tattoo of the dead Robin,
Yeah. But they didn't really connect anything.
I think they kind of did though, because whenever Batman was given his monologue, or he was talking about how many good guys have we known or something like that, how many turned bad, how many are still with us, and the suit inside the glass case with all the bullet holes in it.
But that's the other thing too, though, was that they were saying that that was Jason Todd being Joker,
Right.
or was that the Jason Todd that was brutally beat and killed by the Joker? Like that's the thing. Like they didn't really connect anything to it. Like because they even had ha 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 on
Well,
there.
it was like Easter egg type shit because he was when he had the dialogue with Harley Quinn, he was like, "You did something to my mind," and blah blah blah. So it was kind of like he was kidnapped or something, and she turned him into the Joker or a version of the Joker. But either way, still, it's like it's open to interpretation.
Yeah.
But I was like, because that was James Gunn, right?
Yeah, no, that wasn't
That wasn't James.
That
Gunn.
wasn't James Gunn. That was before the switch between, or that was the when Zack Snyder took the break because
Okay, he was on his way out.
He had his family issues or whatever, and then that's when they came out with that Suicide Squad. So it didn't have nothing to do with Zack Snyder. It didn't have nothing to do with James Gunn.
Gotcha.
What you think, Travis?
I mean, this is no disrespect at all. I did not like Jared Leto's Joker at all. Joker to me has always had a method to his chaos. And I just felt like Jared Leto's Joker was very scatterbrained and he didn't really know what to do.
That was the best part.
He was just kind of all over the place. So, but Joker's very smart. And a lot of people think that Joker's just, a clown. He's crazy. He does this and this and this, and it has no meaning. He always has a meaning to it. And I just kind of felt like, which granted though, Jared Leto didn't have a lot of screen time to even play his Joker.
That's fair.
So he literally, he had like 2 scenes in the first time we seen him. And then with Zack Snyder's Justice League, he had the scene at the end. So we barely got to even see that character developing.
Yeah.
So like, I kind of felt like he kind of got undercut in a way.
Yeah, like incomplete.
And
Yeah. And that's what I was saying.
And I think if he got more screen time and he was able to kind of get into the character a little bit more, then he probably would have turned out really good because he had the mindset for it. It's just they didn't give him enough time.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Which brings me to the James Gunn version of the DCU now. Who wants to start with the Superman movie?
Where I'm liking it so far. I saw it, and between Fantastic Four that I saw after it and the Superman one, like I preferred the Superman movie. I thought it was really good. They've been trying to revamp Superman for quite some time, and
I love seeing him get his ass whooped and actually have to be healed.
real talk.
Yeah, because it actually brought him to like, okay, some shit can go down with him.
Yeah, it's more humanizing.
Yeah.
I think that
That's what I
was
was
part
gonna
of
say,
the big thing.
Yeah, I love seeing him get his ass whipped and need help. I know that's bad to say about Superman because he's supposed to be this big
No,
old
so
person,
the thing I will say about
love
Superman.
see him get fucked up.
Before I get into that, Travis, what's your thoughts on it, man?
Well, I go 50-50 with it. And I've done a lot of research with this Superman movie. James Gunn had a inspiration from the All-Star Superman comic run to do this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I get exactly where everybody's coming from with, beating Superman's ass to where like he can't, he's more human than he is alien. So, and I get that a lot. I understand. And it's kind of a new perspective of Superman. We've known Superman for years to beat everybody's ass.
Facts.
That's just what he did. He would go in. The only people that could beat him were Doomsday when Doomsday got first created.
Or Apocalypse.
And I would
you got
say that
Kryptonite or something. If you had some Kryptonite, then you could beat
Darkseid.
his ass.
Darkseid.
But
Apocalypse is the
Because
best.
then that would understand, because my thing is, I feel like when you see Superman in a group of people helping Superman, it's kind of like, hold on, wait, Superman can whoop everybody's ass. Now we see this, Superman can get his ass whooped.
Yeah,
so no
he's
wonder he needed this
vulnerable.
band of people to help him defeat all these things. So it makes it seem, okay, it's more realistic because Superman can run, can move fast, he can kick ass, he can do whatever needs to be done by himself.
yeah.
So now it's
that's
like,
actually
okay.
very well said. Yeah, that's exactly very well said, and I agree. And someone said there, I don't know who it was. This was the first time that we have ever seen Superman on screen to where he was vulnerable.
Yeah,
This has never been. We've never seen Superman vulnerable like that.
at all.
He's
The only
Superman.
time we really have seen that was when Doomsday basically killed him. It was the death of Superman.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he come back.
yeah.
And then everybody were freaking out because Superman's a beacon of hope. I mean, his
Yeah.
S on his chest means hope.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
which
he's there to save the day.
that's
So-
that's where James Gunn was going when he did do Doomsday in the Justice League, or not the
Zack
Batman.
Snyder.
Zack Snyder when he did Batman versus Superman. That's where he was going, was the death of the Superman. In
Right.
the series was that's the problem I had with it, was that the villain of the movie didn't really give me anything on that he could whoop Superman's ass like that. You know what I mean? Like Doomsday, Darkseid,
Yeah.
you know, General Zod. Like those three was the one that actually put the hurting and actually brought out the humanity of Superman.
Right.
So my
Um,
theory on that was that, if I wasn't mistaken for the Superman movie, it seemed to be that the guy that was whooping his ass had the same abilities as him.
Yeah, he
as
was,
far
uh,
as
Are we not doing spoilers?
that movie's been out long enough.
All right, cool. Well,
it's even on HBO Max. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Ultraman.
yeah, he could
Yeah.
get into his lair. He could do all that. Like he could even like
He was a clone.
yeah. So like I could understand why that person was able to whoop his ass. Like he wanted to take over that spot, but he wanted to make it an evil version of it. Like he needed him dead in order to take that power.
I'm just saying by comparison, like if Superman's like tough as nails or whatever, you get a clone of him, then it's like, yeah, and make the clone ruthless, and then it's
Yeah. Take
Superman
him out, and now
get
he's got
ass
the
whooping.
face of Superman. He can say he's Superman and then turn shit upside down.
Okay, so the problem that I had with Ultraman in this was that he was
He fucked Superman up.
no. He was a so far clone
Yeah.
of Superman, but he was being controlled.
Yeah.
You know, as far as like his movements and stuff like that. He
That's
was
the
being,
best part.
He was being
Yeah, it's like
controlled.
Avatar style.
Yeah, he was an Avatar style. But with Superman, like I don't know. Like I don't think the powers matched up as far as
It's
like
better.
Oh,
like as far as like his speed and stuff like that.
Oh,
He
no,
should be able.
it was really a tactical thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he should be able. Like Superman's mind works faster than what Lex Luthor can control
But that's the thing.
Ultraman. You know what I mean?
He
Like
was controlling the movements, but the clone has the mind of Superman. He was anticipating the moves, so Lex Luthor was controlling like the actual controls, but the clone actually had the mind of Superman. He actually had all the capabilities of Superman, but then he had Lex Luthor driving him on top of that, which heightened him, which was able to get him to fuck him up. But Superman got better, got stronger, took his reign back, and wore him out. Period.
Yeah, to pull back from some of that though, the leading complaint that I have heard from people who don't really care for Superman, or I mean just like the character, is that they're like, there's nothing exciting about
Yeah.
it because he can basically withstand anything. So what is there to, you know, that's been other people's argument. To
And
which I say, I'm like, well, you have to watch the movies or read the comics or kind of look a little bit further into it, because that's what's kind of more interesting about it. If someone's supposedly kind of invulnerable, then what could bring them down
Right.
besides kryptonite?
I was just going to say that. Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I
And-
second that.
And before asking the guest what he thinks, also, I think that a lot of people didn't like the fact that we saw Superman in a different light. They didn't want that version of Superman. They wanted it to be another Superman, like
Big, strong,
stereotypical
yeah.
movie. And now you've seen Superman get defeated and he's broken down and wore out. And
He has
like,
to learn.
yeah, and they didn't like that.
Yeah.
well, and before we put off on Travis, and the one thing that I did like about the movie was they didn't do the stereotypic the beginning, like the
They didn't rehash the origin story all over again.
exactly.
Yeah.
But there's certain stories for Superman as far as like getting his mind controlled by Brainiac, all
Yeah.
that stuff that boils down to the Superman that we actually know as far as like
Yeah, that's been one of the prevailing problems with the whole Superman thing is that he seems to be pretty susceptible to mind control.
yeah. So but after Brainiac he kind of learned how to deal with that, and because even the Injustice, that was before Brainiac. I don't know, what do you think, Travis?
Well, it's like I said, I mean, I leave 50-50 with it. I get everything with that. I mean, because basically it goes back to what's a true hero story. The character gets beat in the middle of the movie or show or whatever it is, and then they come back and get redemption in the end, and they restore faith.
Yeah.
So it's that's basically what the hero story is. So with Superman, it is kind of like that, but it's a little bit different too. I mean, Superman came in just whooping ass. I mean, immediately.
Facts.
So, but I understand where James Gunn is gonna kind of go with this, because this is a different Earth. I mean, Superman didn't even meet Guy Gardner or Mr. Terrific until way later on when the Justice League was formed.
Yeah.
So, and then him bringing those characters in immediately is different. I mean, it's a different Earth. I get it, because he reset it all with the latest Flash movie.
Yeah.
Basically, Flash going back in time and resetting the whole timeline. So, I can understand that, and I can understand where he's going with it. My biggest quarrel with the movie is I felt like Krypto was more of the main character
Yes.
than Superman was.
And I loved
Like, and I
Krypto.
don't like that. I don't like that at all. Like, I love Krypto. Krypto's a great character, but this is Superman we're talking about.
Oh, Krypto's about to have his own show.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, Krypto come in and if he didn't have Krypto, he wouldn't have beat the clone Superman.
Yeah.
I mean, it was.
Yeah.
That's just facts. I mean, that's just how he set it up. So I just kind of felt like Krypto should have took more of a back seat in the movie.
Yeah.
And Superman should have shown a little bit more.
Yeah. It's like they were writing it and they were like, everybody loves dogs. Let's make this happen.
Right. Everybody loves the crazy dogs.
That's exactly what they did. Like, I mean, it's exactly like they catered more to Krypto than they did Superman.
Yeah, because the thing that me and Tamara, we kept saying, we was like, damn, like Krypto acts just like Nova, just with superpowers.
And fun fact with this, I don't know if people know this, the dog that was in the Superman movie is James Gunn's actual dog.
Huh.
Okay.
So,
And okay, so has anybody watched Peacemaker?
Yes. I haven't caught the
No.
most recent episode.
Did you watch the first one where it was like the
Yeah.
before Zack Snyder or before James Gunn versus the James Gunn one?
Yeah. Like I caught both Suicide Squad movies.
Right.
And then when the Peacemaker show came out, I started watching it because of the Suicide Squad movie. I was like, okay, they're going to develop this character. Let's see what's up. At the time, not a fan of John Cena as an actor. But after watching Peacemaker, that has changed my opinion.
Yeah. I actually liked it. And I do like the direction that it's going in. He kind of put some a little bit more on the character as far as like character development than what it was.
A lot more.
And I do like that they're doing the multiverse travel type situation.
Well written, good casting.
Yeah. Did you know they actually first wanted Dave Bautista to do it,
Damn.
and Dave Bautista turned it down, and that's when John Cena got it.
Yeah.
But I honestly, I don't know. Like, I think it would have been a different.
It would have been
Peacemaker.
absolutely different, especially as like if you're pulling him right after his Marvel shit. It's like, oh, he's Drax.
Yeah.
but
Right. I agree.
But I think it's like, because that was the thing about Peacemaker. Peacemaker was like he wasn't but he wasn't like a villain like Deadshot or
like an anti-hero,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, he was basically like a Deadpool of the DCU of the DC.
I will say though, with James Gunn and what's happening now, I am excited to see the Lantern show that they're talking about coming out with. That
Took the words right out of my mouth.
That's what I'm waiting
And
on.
that's where I think they should have waited to introduce Guy Gardner with. Like either like tease him during like they did with the Peacemaker show.
Yeah.
But I think they should have waited for a Green Lantern to come out with the Lantern.
I think because Guy Gardner's kind of a dick, right?
Yeah.
So he's going to be somebody that maybe it's not everybody's taste. I think once they get the actual show rolling, the series, then they'll be able to introduce like a Jon Stewart, someone who's really more palatable.
Well,
to
and
people.
the people that they actually have, and I'm so excited to actually see that they're gonna have Jon Stewart, play and be on there with Hal Jordan.
Okay.
And then they're actually having like the generational Green Lanterns
bridge.
Yeah, like it's gonna have like the Hal Jordan introducing Jon Stewart, and then it's gonna run into the Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, that's gonna be dope.
Yeah. What you think, Travis?
Yeah, I'm actually stoked for that as well, because Guy Gardner, I mean, he has one of my favorite runs to where he becomes a Red Lantern. But also with John being an archaeologist, does the design for the Watchtower.
Yes.
So, I mean, he can set up the whole entire Justice League going to the Watchtower. So, I am interested in that, and it keeps me, pretty hyped to see what they're gonna do with that. I mean, you throw lanterns in for me, man, and I'm already in there. So
Yeah.
I just like seeing Guy Gardner in the movie. Like, I mean, it's the lanterns are the coolest characters in my opinion. So that sets up a lot of stuff that could just lead into more things like the Justice League, and then they could just go from there, and we'll just see what they do. So
Yes. And then, honestly, I hate to say it, but we have to wrap this up. We were running way past. This is what happens when you get a whole bunch of nerds in a room together. But we're gonna have to kind of close it out. Is there anything else you want to ask or anything you want to say, Travis?
yeah, so I had a couple of things, and this goes way off topic of the nerd, DC Marvel stuff. I mean, I could sit here for hours and talk about that.
I know, right?
But I mean, you like I said, you get a group of nerds together, man, and I mean, I'm sitting here for 6 hours talking on podcasts.
Right.
But yeah, I just had two things. So, like I said, I'm a huge fan of like content and having that creative mind. And so my two questions, and this is for the whole Run It Back podcast. How did you all meet, and what inspired all of you to kind of create this platform to kind of get your name out there and kind of get your opinion, and just having that courage to do it?
Well,
Yeah, you should probably cover that one.
okay. I didn't know if anybody wanted to cover it, but so basically I knew all three of these guys at different points in my life. Like, I've known Omega since high school.
Yeah.
Me and Hobby met when we worked at Amazon. What was it, back in 2009, I think it was? And then Cha-Cha, it's uncle to me, you know what I mean? Like, it's Tamara's uncle, my wife's uncle, like it's family. I met these guys at different points in my life. Me and Hobby, we reconnected a few years ago when we both started work. We worked at the Amazon delivery, And after we got done with that, we moved on. We started I started doing I was doing DoorDash at the time full time, and he was too, and we bumped into each other. We was kind of that people that we I'm in this parking lot, just hang out, chat, whatever.
Yeah, you had the camaraderie.
Yeah, it was just a familiar face, a familiar person that we can talk to about, everything. And then I told him, I was like, man, I want to start a podcast. And my original podcast, and this was after I, met Cha-Cha and, married his niece and stuff like that. Because my original plan for a podcast was to have him and a couple of the cousins get on here and talk about sports, anime, whatever was going to go on with it. And but I was talking to Hobby. I was like, I want to start a podcast, but I don't know how to do it. He's like, I want to start a podcast, but I fell out with the person that I was wanting to do it with, and I was like, should we start a podcast? And then he was like, yeah, we can do that. He was like, what do you want it to be about? I was like, honestly, I just want to be a melting pot of the conversations, because I can get into sports, I can get into some nerd stuff, whatever. I can talk about literally anything. Just some things I may have to do a little bit more research than things that I'm more passionate about.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I kind of feel like that is like the Step Brothers thing, to where did we just become best friends?
Yeah, right.
Right,
I mean,
right.
so, and then literally we got the mics and we was straight recording. We set the day, we started recording. A few seasons go by, and then we was like, let's add, let's bring in people.
It was more like we were like, hey, let's add more people and have guest hosts on it, and just kind of get a feel for having more people, because we bantered back and forth for so long that it's kind of like we were like, we need another perspective. So we invited my cousin Sam over to do a little episode, and he brought some great banter. And then after that, we brought Cha-Cha, and he brought great content. And then we had both Sam and Cha-Cha come in together, and we all had I don't want to make it sound sexual, but a foursome of a hosting episode. And that was great, because we all brought different topics and had great feedback on that. After that, Sam kind of didn't really want to, he wanted to, he just didn't have the time to. And then me and D-Lo were like, ooh, we should start auditioning to see if we want to add a third or a fourth. So that's when we had Omega come in. Omega just wanted to come in to bring up a pop-up segment, though. He didn't want to be full-time at first.
Yeah, because that was when the Kentucky was going into the medical marijuana thing, and I was like, well, I know the perfect person I can bring on and talk about the politics and policies and stuff like that.
And when he came on, he brought straight facts. And when the day he left, I was like, oh my God, we've got to have him back. I would love to have him if he wants to come full time. I was on board immediately as he left. And then we brought Cha-Cha back for another segment, and then me and D-Lo were like, yes, I think both of them would be great on the podcast. We need to ask both of them if they want to come on. And we did, and they accepted it. But we also had experience. I think we all experienced podcast, actual hosting the podcast for the first time together.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think any of us have ever done a podcast like this before with each other. I've been a guest person on a podcast because I'm a dancer. I've done social media. I'm a influencer online, so I go live. So I kind of had that already people skills, talking to people when they're not talking back to me, entertaining an audience. So I had that aspects. D-Lo's got some technical. Omega's got technical. Cha-Cha's
I
got
was a
that.
parody guy. I did videos. I was with a group,
Yeah.
Rose Gang,
I was
and
about to
so
say Cha-Cha's got a little
Well,
exposure.
So, behind the
all of you
camera.
bring your own. All of you bring your own aspects. To it.
yeah,
Yeah.
And
and
that's what's
so
incredible about you all. Like I love it, man.
Yeah.
Like I love just like I said, to go back to your all's passion, dude. Your all's
Yeah.
passion is so like energizing.
And we didn't
And
want
it's
to.
just like I've got to hear their opinions. I've got to hear this and this and that.
yeah,
and
It's so great to listen to y'all because you're so energetic.
And see, and that's what brought us to break our segments down to different days, because I was like, if we all go into our own segments on one show, like that would be hours of content that we would be talking about. Like we would just like the show would be non-ending, and people would be like, "I'm tired of this podcast." Like you know, so we was like, we got to break it down.
And I
Right.
wanted everybody's personalities to shine, and everybody had good topics, and we like really had fun talking about each topic. So it was like, do we do all this in one sit down? Well,
Yeah.
really one sit down. We still do it, but or do we want to stretch this out over the week to give our viewers something to listen to
Yeah.
every single day of the week?
Because see, it wasn't always run it back, because as a guest, I was just coming in. D'Lo and I were going to do our own. We had our own, and Javi had something else he was going to do. And then at the end of a season, we said, you know what? Let's just come together and just, instead of having our separate stuff, we can just all come together and just
Yeah.
have segments in one. And so we all sat here, we have our episode planning, and we came up with Run It Back. And so,
Yep.
you know, me as a guest, I remember the first time that D'Lo invited me, they came to my place.
Yeah.
And Hobby was like, you know, they hooked me up with the mic, and he was like, you don't have to be nervous. It's, you know, but I already knew about editing and all of that with doing videos. You know, there's videos out there of YouTube me doing so I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I know what's up. I know what's happening. Yeah, let's do it. You know, I was not nervous.
Yeah.
Let's do it. And I brought sports.
Yeah.
I talked about sports. You know, it was during the NBA playoffs, and also, you know, it just kind of became a melting pot. We just felt like, you know, we could all hear it. And so we envisioned it like, you know what, we can all come together and we can all run as one, kind of like coming together as a Justice League or the Avengers, you know? And here we are.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Exactly. That's fantastic. And like I said, I mean, I really appreciate you all letting me come on and
Thanks
you
for
know,
coming.
giving my kind of perspective of
Yeah.
things. Because I mean, I've been in the podcasting world. You know, I've done the YouTube. Like I get it. And like I said, I mean, y'all's passion just it's thriving and
Thanks,
it's
man.
so cool
Appreciate that.
to hear that. Like and you all have such good perspectives because every one of you has your own kind of mindset, and it's
Our own
it's so cool
journeys.
to hear your perspective, and then we go to Omega's perspective, and like that it's amazing what you all do.
Yeah.
And
Thanks, man.
hey, I wish all of you the best of luck because
Thank you.
you
We
got
appreciate
something
you.
special sitting right there. You really do. All of you've got something special. So
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Because
Bro.
I'm gonna tell you, I never saw myself having my own segment because I was just gonna, you know, D'Lo invited me in, and I was like, yeah, man, sure. You know, it took me a while to accept the fact that I was part of the team because I didn't want to step on their toes, and I'm like, they were like, no,
We need you
yeah,
to give
they
your
were like, so
perspective.
this is because D'Lo was like, I've got a segment for you, thought of the week. I just want you to throw that out there. I'm like, all right, cool, yeah, I'll do that. But everything else, I felt like a guest. And then I came up with Let's Talk About It. You know, so my role is just to go out there and find stuff that, you know, I molded that into my segment, finding stuff that's not on national news. And so I appreciate them as well. It's matured me in the podcast world and allowed me to grow being my own person and having a voice, you know?
Hey, we love you, Cha Cha.
Yeah.
You don't know what love is. You don't love nobody but yourself.
But
Love you too, Javi. I love it. I love it.
and I mean,
Love it all, man.
trust me, Travis. This ain't gonna be the only time you're gonna be on in the mix with D-Lo, because we definitely gonna get on our some nerd shit.
Man, we might
And-
get you back on the rib topic. Those be
Yeah,
the
we
juicy.
got
Yeah,
some.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I definitely know I'm gonna be calling you when Mortal Kombat 2 comes out,
Oh,
and
shit.
we gonna have that conversation because I listened to Nerds in the Mountain review on the first one, and yeah, it was a little harsh, but it cracked me up though.
well, I mean, let me tell you that if I come back for that one, your audience might not ever want me back. Because if it's bad, then I don't care to tear it a new one.
No, and that's why I appreciate.
I'm an honest person.
But
I'm
that,
not
but
gonna lie,
that,
you know,
but
I'm an
that,
honest
Well, you'd
person.
fit right in
I'm
on
not
our
gonna say
podcast.
Yeah,
Authenticity,
that's-
authenticity.
that's what I appreciate about it, bro. Because like I said, like you like you're a nerd like me and Omega. Like when it comes down to the stuff, like we know our stuff. You know, like we just like Star Wars, comic books, gaming.
He
like,
already sounds like the fifth seat on the Run It Back podcast. Let's get him a seat.
Hey, I love everything you all do, man. I really do, and it's so welcoming to come into a podcast like this. It really is. So thank you all so much.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Thank
Hey,
you.
appreciate you, man.
Thanks for sharing your time with us.
Yeah, and tell Angie and Lil Jiraiya I love them both. And with that being said, this is In the Mix with D-Lo with the Run It Back podcast crew and my brother-in-law Travis.
Hey.
And this is us signing out. Peace.
Laters.
Deuces.